Rahim with Molina Jr. You were on a big card, man. You're no stranger to big cards, but this time you're coming back off of an injury. It's it's got to be tough, especially later in your career, to keep gearing up and putting camps together. Talk to me about like your journey here. How's the back feeling?
Back feels great. Been a long journey, but what excites me the most is the fans are very intrigued and very excited about this fight with me and Lopez. And at the very least, we're going to set that bar really high.
We know Josecito Lopez had a great outing, even in defeat against Keith Thurman. That people thought maybe he showed the first cracks, and Pacquiao kind of took advantage of that. How dangerous is Josecito Lopez right now for you?
He's a dangerous fighter. Every fight's a dangerous fight, but if anyone resembles me in accolades and resume, it's Lopez. So it's been a long time coming. Now that it's here, we're going to take advantage of it. About 7 years ago, we sparred one time. And if that is any inclination of what the fight's going to be, it's going to be a fun fight.
And with that said, you guys have such history in the sport. It does feel like this is kind of a bottleneck fight. What I mean by that is kind of only one guy can come through and really continue to pursue and try to like get title shots and things like that. What you think separates you at this point in your career from him, and how do you get this win, continue on chasing, title shots?
Well, that's just it. For me and him, that's the last thing on our minds, because we're gritty veterans. People have been telling us that for the last 5 years. So with that being said, that's not on my mind. My mind is to put the best fight I can forward come Saturday night.
What do you feel like are your current best weapons right now? Even not in necessarily this matchup, but as you mature, have more experience, have to deal with certain injuries, what are you coming into the ring bringing that might be different than what you were doing earlier in your career?
I just think my experience, it goes a long way. I've been in with everybody. My heart, the never say die attitude. The only difference in this fight is the man across from me has the same heart. So that's what's going to be the intrigue, and that's what's going to be the fun for the fight for the fans.
Now, you moonlight on the microphone next to the ring every now and then, so we're going to have to put your analysis hat on for a second.
Oh, here we go.
Obviously, the main event is a big fight between Porter and Spence. Where do you come down on this equation? Like, who do you see winning this fight? Break it down for me.
Again, it's kind of hard to be, they're both friends of mine. So with that being said, may the best man win. It's an intriguing fight. Sean Porter is a very, very strong individual, and he wants to win. It's hard to beat a guy that wants to win. Now, Earl Spence, I think he's the truth, no pun intended, but he is the best of our generation. Technically sound, very strong, and can crack like a ton of bricks. So I believe if anyone can expose anything, Porter can, but I believe Earl's going to be up to the task.
You call Errol Spence the best of our generation. That's a big statement. What?
Technically sound, well, I'm sorry, not proven accolade-wise. From my perspective, the way he moves in the ring, being a boxing savant, I think he's one of the best of our generation.
How does that separate him from the super fight that everybody is hoping we get to see against Crawford? What makes? I'm assuming you think Errol Spence is a cut above that. What would make him so?
Well, I don't want to say here or there. I've experienced Crawford firsthand, so I know personally what to expect. I've never been in the ring with Spence, I'm sorry. So with that being said, I mean, the best man win. I don't know. I would be intrigued to watch that fight, but it's a toss-up.
It's no secret that Spence is his favorite in this fight. What would Sean Porter need to do to get an upset? What is it that he could bring in the ring that maybe Spence isn't ready for that could bring victory for him on Saturday night?
Do what he does best and make it an ugly fight. By that I mean rough, tough, come forward. But also, on an outside perspective, both the guys look really big in this camp. So who knows if that has anything to do during the fight night. I think Spence looked abnormally bigger than he normally does in between fights. And so did Porter, which had a problem last time making weight. So let's see if that shows its face the night of the fight.
Between the two guys, when they get to jawing back and forth, Porter, we'll talk about how Spence wasn't able to stop Mikey Garcia, who's a smaller fighter coming up 2 weight divisions. If he's all that much of a beast and a punching power guy, he should have been able to put Mikey on his ass. And Spence, for his sake, will say, well, Ugas gave you a tougher fight, probably should have won that fight in Spence's eyes. Do you take anything away from each fighter's last performance and bringing it into what might happen Saturday night?
At this level, you really can't. You can go over it, you can see the mistakes that they made, but at this elite level where they're at, they're going to correct those mistakes and count. Both trainers are very great trainers, and you can't bank on that too much at this level. They'd be a fool of themselves if they did that.
This is a gritty sport, man, and it's punishing, and it can be unforgiving later in life. So every time you step through those ropes, you have to have some kind of internal fire and motivation that makes you want to keep doing this. What is that for you? And have you set a goal for yourself to where you reach this, or you achieve that, or you know when this happens that it's the last time for you?
One fight at a time, brother. One fight at a time. That's it. I'm at the stage of my career where I've been in with everybody. I've done everything. One fight at a time.
One more fight, one more time, at least. John Molina this Saturday night, right behind me at the Staples Center on the undercard of Spence Porter. We love to watch you work. Good luck Saturday night. Radio Rahim with John Molina Jr.